There's nothing I've really missed. I've made a lot of games, so there isn't this, oh, I haven't made this game, so I feel really bad about it. I've had really cool game ideas that other people have made because I haven't done something with it, and 2-3 years later, someone else makes it, and I'm like, you know. But it's just a game idea, and you know, you have to have a creative well that never runs out to kind of be in the industry as a designer. So I'm not really worried about it. It wasn't like the ultimate game idea. It's just a cool game idea to do. So game ideas happen all the time. So there isn't anything that I would say I haven't done that I really, really wanted to do that I regret. Well, I love indie games because indie developers they take risks all the time. They're bringing new ideas to games. They haven't been in the industry so long that they've kind of fossilized into certain design patterns that is hard to break. Lots of great new stuff comes from indies. You know, if you look at Limbo and Inside, like things like that, or Minecraft, so many games. I mean, the industry was founded on indies in the first place. There were the earliest publishers were just a few people at home getting all these indies games sent to them, and then they published them, and that's how Sierra and all the big companies like Broderbund, etc. started, with just indies making stuff at home and sending it in. So the whole industry has been built on indies. Like, it's from the very beginning spark to even today, where the indie scene is so huge, and you see narrative design basically owned by indies. You know, you don't have a AAA out there really making these huge narrative exploration games yet, you know, because it's still experimental and it's still being defined. So I see, you know, that's just one segment. You know, that's not even talking about AR and VR and what's happening with those technologies, and you know, there's just a lot of smart people that are trying to figure out what you can do in VR. That's like, what is it for? What is fun to do? What is the potential? You know, like Snow Crash was the original vision of what we could do in VR, but is that really, like, we're getting close to that. Is that what you really want to do? Or is there something even better that we can do with that? The fact that so many people can be a game developer nowadays because technology like Unity and Unreal 4 and Corona and all these other engines are just available to easily make a game out of. So the focus isn't on the big tech revolution anymore. It's all about, you know, design. It's about, what are you going to do with that idea? You know, why do you go see a movie? Is it because it was made at 48 frames a second? Or it was 70 millimeter, you know, back in the day? No, it was because of the story. It was because of the thing you did, you know, that you were watching. And likewise, that's why people play games a lot, is like, what are you doing? VR is a neat technology, but what are you doing in VR that makes you want to use VR? So, so still, I'm just really happy that design is like the biggest, most important, obvious, most important reason why we're still doing what we do. Well, I would say find out what you're interested in doing. You know, are you interested in writing? Do you want to do art? Do you want to produce, you know, guide a game, you know, keep track, manage the development of a game? Do you want to code? You know, do you just want to write the game? There's so many jobs, but you need to kind of know where to start. You have to figure out what your passion is, because if you don't have a passion for something in gaming, then you're not going to have a good time in gaming. Okay. So you have to find your passion. You don't need permission to start making games.